not hearing the sound. Sorry. Let me just... I don't know what's wrong with my sound. Okay. For some reason, I got to show a picture within a picture. I know I'm ghettoing it. I'm ghetto right now. It's bootleg. This is a bootleg show right now. But anyway, welcome to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's episode, we are going to discuss Tiffany Henyard. Tiffany Henyard had some type of press conference. And all of her minions and her goon supporters came out to talk about this caucus, which they thought they was wronged. So, you know, and then Kamal Woods, her boyfriend, I guess he was making some threats to an individual. He didn't say the name, but I guess he was calling some people out. Anyway, then, you know, they had a procedure where other candidates for the township can put in claims, and I went over this on my other channel, but they put in these baseless claims to, I guess, call out the other candidates that's running for Thornton Townships or trustees, and they could note specific reasons why they should invalidate their ballot or them being put on the ballot. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit about that. And then we got some other stuff that I want to talk about that's going on within the United States. Okay, so you guys stay tuned for another episode of Business Talks. Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Looks a little something like this. You guys put it in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. Please put it in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. I see we have Justin Thompson in the building. What up, Justin Thompson? Chris Oliver. Hey, Chawanne. Chris O from South Central Los Angeles, California, checking in. Let's get into it. Tiffany is tripping. Absolutely. We have Celeste Hodges in the building from Texas. Noble Young is in the building. Q out of the DFW. What is up with you? I see we have Rosie Leftwich is in the building. Get Noticed with Nikki. It's always great to see you. D Dave is in the building from ATX. Is in here. Been a minute. Yes, it has. And I hope you guys could hear the sound. Now the sound is working. Okay. Samuel Matthews, good afternoon to you. Lexi, what is good with you? I see we have Christopher Oliver saying news reporter Regina Wardrope. Yes. She has a good video with Kamal Woods. And it's interesting. I don't know why people are, well, I guess I could see why people are very loyal to Tiffany Henyard, because, you know, she gives them a job when nobody else will give them a job, because they're pretty much people that are unhireable, or if they were to get a job that they resume matches, they probably wouldn't make as much money. Okay. And then, you know, some of these guys are, you know, they have a very sketchy past, so they probably wouldn't hold their particular position that they're holding in office now if it wasn't for Tiffany Henyard. So, like I said, I could see them supporting Tiffany Henyard. Anyway, Mom's YouTube account. Hey, everyone, love the Henyard saga. Sad it's the last chapter. Uniquely His is tuning in from Virginia. And Mom's Mom's YouTube account is tuning in from Georgia. Jim C. Tuning in from Oregon. Get Noticed with Nikki, Chicago. Ultra 80 Chicago. Farouk is in the building from New York. And D Dave saying people are loyal to money, not Tiffany. Good point. That's a very great point that you pointed out. And you guys, so my first story I want to talk about is of course Tiffany Henyard. And she had this video that she put up on Facebook. And she had this video that she put up on Facebook. And it's, to me, it's kind of crazy that Tiffany is going to stretch this thing out until she can't stretch it out no more. I really don't know if she has the lawyers, the money to pay for the lawyers. I don't know how much it's going to cost to combat this in court. I really wish that Napoleon Harris would have held a primary, because if he would have held a primary and the people would have voted, she would not been able to make any of these claims saying, oh, they locked my people out. That wouldn't have been in question. And then she would have had to eat her defeat. She would have received a slice of humble pie, and she would have had to eat her defeat. But of course, Tiffany thinks she's been wrong. So she's getting on the bullhorn in her soapbox, and she's telling all her people to show up and, fight for her and what have you. So, and that's what they're doing, because of course they're not going to have a job if Tiffany is not able to win the seat. Okay. And of course, Tiffany does not want to just be the mayor, and she won't. To tell you the truth, she's not going to win that. Jason House, he's totally going to win that seat, and I think it's going to be a landslide. But you think they would have to hold a primary, but he's the contender. But anyway, she can't, I guess, live off that. I think it's $110,000 salary, because whoever's the mayor, they are the liquor commissioner, and the liquor commissioner makes about $55,000 a year, and the mayor makes about $60,000 a year. So I guess that's not enough money for her. But anywho, she wants to be the supervisor because she wants that big old paycheck. And so she's calling out all her supporters, and they, of course, are fighting for her. Now, let me just go to Tiffany. I promise you don't know what she had. Now all of a sudden she ain't got no mask on. My bad. Let me go to Tiffany Henyard page, and we're just gonna look at this post. Tiffany likes to ramble. This is a post 46 minutes long. And it's saying Super Tiffany Henyard talks about the caucus and the next steps. And this is what she had to say.
So I'll give you like 2.
You guys let me know if you could hear this.
Minutes, and then I begin. But come on in. It's a lot going on, but majority of the time people just don't know. Hey y'all, hey, come on in. Yep, hey. So you guys, great things are happening for us as always. Stay prayed up, love on each other, support each other, and watch out for each other on this holiday season. Because, it's a lot of crazy and people and weirdos out there. So just watch your surroundings, especially around this holiday season. So come on in. Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, stay warm too. And check on each other. I keep saying that. Check. A lot of times people forget to check on one another. Your right to vote. I am asking everybody to come and stand with their super mayor, because we are not going to stand for this. We are not going to allow them to take your right to vote away. And just remember this. How many people died for the right to vote? You know how many people went through this process just to line up to say who they want as their choice? Whether it's the president race, the Congress race, the Senate race, the judges, anybody, state reps. We have the right to choose who we want. But guess what they did? They didn't give you that right on December 3rd. They came and had a party at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, guys. They had a little, like I say, secret squirrel party at 5 o'clock. This how you know they can't beat you. This how you know they was going to cheat. This how you know it was a hostile takeover. And what I won't stand for is people bullying other people. I cannot stand a bully. I don't like when you can't beat me.
Tiffany, you can't stand a bully, but what are you? What are you? If you can't stand a bully, what are you? Because that's all you do is bully people. You bully people to vote your way. You try to down talk them because they don't vote your way and talking about let me educate child and as it relates to. Stop it with the madness.
You put all these things in place to try to suppress the voters. And that's what they did that day, guys. When I say y'all came out in drones for your super mayor, y'all pulled up. Y'all came out in drones. Y'all had cars.
Y'all came out in drones? What are drones? Really? Okay.
Cargo vans. Y'all had buses. Man, y'all even trying to land a plane. God doggy. I love y'all. Thank you. You came out. The sad part about it, they left us in the cold. When I say us, I was out in the cold with y'all. They didn't let me in. They let none of us in. And that's what I'm speaking to today. When y'all go to vote for anyone or anything in your life, again, our people died for that very right to be able to be a voice for whoever they want to choose for candidate to run for whatever election. Unfortunately, they didn't let my people in. Over 500 people showed up to vote for your super mayor. And I thank y'all because I got all the emails.
Ain't no damn 500 people was outside. I give you about 100. 100 people, probably 150, probably not even that. So I don't even know why she lying. They don't even come out in drones when you giving out free stuff. So why you lying, Tiffany? You just be lying through your teeth for no reason.
The text messages, all the love that you sent. And y'all asked me, well, Super Mayor, what can we do? What's our next steps? Because I don't appreciate them not allowing us to vote. So today at the event that I had from 12 until 3, a lot of y'all showed up and y'all signed affidavits. So I appreciate that. And you want the judge to hear your voice as relates to them not allowing you to voice your opinion of choice for supervisor, clerk, 4 trustees, highway commission, and assessor. So I'm asking you guys to join me in this movement because y'all know Tiffany Henyard always making history. So I guess I got to add this under my belt too. Join me in this movement to say no to those that's trying to suppress the voters of Thornton Township. Join me in this movement of saying enough is enough. Join me and stand up to the people that's bullying our community. Join me and fight against your senator, your committeeman, Napoleon Harris, the DOTS organization, the Dalton trustees. They was there, and they didn't let y'all in, Dalton residents. Kiana, Jason, Tammy, all of them was there at the door and wouldn't let y'all in the building. These are facts. This is proof. I got videos of everything I'm saying. And it's a lot of other people that was in the building. Y'all got proof and videos that we utilizing. So thank you so much for filming everything. But all of these people did not allow you in the building. They held a party at 5 o'clock. And as we got there, I got there about 4:30, 4:45. I made my way up the ramp to try to go in the building. I went back and forth with Kiana about letting us in the building, that we're here for the caucus. And you know seniors come out early to vote. We not opening up doors until 6:30. We got a party. This is what she told me. I said, a party? I said, why would y'all have a party on the day we supposed to vote? So that means y'all already packed the room, right? So they invited certain people out to come in. Now, remind you, these people that showed up are not Thornton Township residents, right? Now, you might have a handful of people that live in Thornton Township, but everybody else lived in Rich. They lived in Bloom. They lived in all these other townships except for Thornton Township. Those are the rules of a caucus. You must be a Thornton Township resident to partake in the democratic process, which is vote for a Democrat nominee. But they had all these people in the room. Then they made us go back out, right? Now, I'm in there, and I'm trying to get access to go in the room, and they said they had a party. I leave to go back out. All these people outside, because I told everybody to show up early to vote. Because I know that hundreds of people are going to show up for me, number one, right? Because y'all think that I'm hating. I'm really loved throughout my community. All what y'all see on the internet, that's all people that don't even live here. So whatever today.
Tiffany straight up lying. How can you, let me just share this with you. Tiffany says she showed up at 4:30. Well, she was live in her office. Look at this date. Tuesday, December the 3rd at 5 p.m. 5 o'clock p.m. How can you have a 45-minute live? No, it was live for 10 minutes. So you was live for 10 minutes in your office at 5:03 p.m. You couldn't have showed up at 4:30 because you was live in your office. Why you lying? Tiffany's, she's just so full of lies. She needs to stop lying. There was a lot of people there, and I've heard she came in late. She came there late. If you wanted to be on the ballot or whatever you said, they let you in. They let you in. But you came in late. So you was able to get in. For some reason, you wasn't able to, nobody nominated you. I don't know how that process worked, but you didn't get nominated. And then you up there arguing with Napoleon for about 10 minutes talking about let my people in. And you would just refuse to follow the process. And you came late. So Tiffany always lying on some stupid stuff. So everybody got a tape. You saying you got tapes and receipts. Well, your own receipts prove that you're lying. Your own receipt. Anyway.
So all these people that showed up, we had bus loads of people showing up. Bus loads, right? We go back outside. We waiting. Cold. It's cold as ever outside on that day. And y'all know that. So as we're standing in line, we trying to huddle up to stay warm. Now you got seniors out there. You got them on walkers. You got them on oxygen tanks. You got all these things that's transpired. You got people in wheelchairs. I had to take people out of my truck and put the seniors in that was on the walkers and in the wheelchairs. Make that make sense. This is how bad it is. But this is what I'm trying to show you and tell you of what's going on. But people are missing it. Understand, this is about voters' rights. Nothing but that. So I let them in the truck. So I stand outside with the rest of you guys. So, and then y'all out there, so y'all got video of me outside with y'all, because y'all know I'm with my people. Like, I'm not in no truck. I'm outside with y'all. So we standing outside. I'm talking to the news. I'm talking to everybody about, hey, they won't let us in. It was a lockout, and we saying they was just selecting certain people, which they were. If you was in line and on the ramp, they only let certain people in to attend this little fake party. But yet inside, that's where I'm going to give y'all that juice later. They already had a plan, gave them little lanyards and things of that nature to say, hey, this is how y'all vote. This is what y'all going to do. It was all a dictatorship. You got people going through the side door in, and this is how they was trying to fill the room up. Now, remind you again, but I just said, I had over 500 people out there. So
first, you told the news people it was like 200 or 250. Now you saying it's 500. You guys put a one in the chat if you think Tiffany Henyard got over 500 supporters. I give Tiffany about 150 supporters, real supporters. 150 real supporters that's actually going to show up to something like this, a caucus. Not a real voting thing, but that's going to show up. And then last minute you tell people last minute, look, this video, let's go back to this other video, because that's the video that everybody knew about. And she has let me click on it. She has 25,000 views on this video. But at the time of the video, I think when I watched it, it probably was like maybe 5,000 views or whatever. I mean, it probably was less than that. I think it was like 2,000. But anyway, what I'm getting at, you posted this video at 5 o'clock. Most of your supporters are seniors. So you're telling us you had over 500 people out there. At the last minute now. This is not even nothing planned. She's shouting this out at the last minute. The event starts at 7 o'clock. And at the last, you get online at 5 o'clock talking about come out and make a vote. And people don't even like voting. Especially, come on now, let's be realistic. You at the last minute say, hey, come out and vote. And for this caucus, I'm running for the township and I do have a challenger. So come out and vote. This is the only time you'll be able to vote me on the ticket as the Democrat nominee. Show out. Come at 7 o'clock. Or you need to get there early. I need you there in 45 minutes, basically. Do you guys believe that? She actually rallied up 500 people out there. Anyway, not gonna view this whole thing. I'm gonna go to another Regina Wardrope. She's the news reporter. I believe she's on channel NBC Chicago. And so, this meeting, Saturday's meeting, was held, and Kamal Woods, he decided to, I guess, I'm going to pull the footage up because they said it's on NBC Chicago, but he decided to talk about, the caucus. Okay. He decided to talk about the caucus. Now, before I get to that, I wanted to show you guys this. This is Tiffany Henyard, once again talking about the caucus, and she claims Thornton Township and Mayor of Dalton is not backing down. Tiffany Henyard and her supporters claim this week's caucus was rigged. It ended with her being thrown off the ballot of Thornton Township supervisor. Well, let's see what it says.
There right before 5. When we tried to enter into the building, they told us we cannot come in because they had a party going on at 5 o'clock. I would not be bullied. I would not let people do voter suppression. That was the biggest voter suppression I've ever seen. So we will be in court. This is a legal battle. Everybody has been calling us saying they're going to stand with Tiffany Henyard. I appreciate that. Even the naysayers that they're going to stand with me because people like righteousness. They don't like this wrong way of dictatorship for government. It's election rigging at its finest. So we got there at about 4:30. Some got there right before 5. When we tried to enter into the building, they told us we cannot come in because they had a party going on at 5 o'clock. I would not be bullied. I would not let.
And again, you're lying on the media, because how can you be at that in Homewood and you were in where's her office at? It's not in Homewood, right? The Thornton Township is not in Homewood. And I think she was in her mayor's office, but wherever you at, it's not even in the same town. So you're straight up lying. So that's what she, this is a little snippet on NBC News that they posted. Then let me just go back because I wanted to see if they posted Kamal Woods, the long video. I don't want to do that, buddy. Okay, let's just look at this right quick.
For next year's election for Thornton Township Supervisor. Today, Tiffany Henyard and her supporters held a fiery call to action meeting.
I keep telling them, put some respect on my name.
Tiffany Henyard and her supporters.
This young lady deserves that seat. She's done a hell of a job.
Speaking out about what they call unfair practices at this week's Democratic Caucus for Thornton Township Supervisor. Henyard was denied a place on the township ballot for re-election because she didn't have a certified assessor on her ticket. That's what we were told by an attorney, with State Senator Napoleon Harris getting the Democratic nomination instead.
On December 3rd, 2024, your right to vote was hijacked by your committeeman, Senator Napoleon Harris, DOT's organization, Dalton trustees, and the attorneys who allowed this illegal act to take place.
Some of Henyard's claims: unfair caucus rules, voter suppression, venue manipulation, and election rigging.
We have footage, we have proof of everything we're saying. I refuse to sit back and be silenced against the injustice.
The meeting's over, right?
Henyard also claims hundreds of her supporters left out in the cold, unable to get in the building where the caucus was held.
Let's head up in the cold, having 2 people come in at a time. We had a long line wrapped around the block and again around the block, and they never let us in. Hundreds of people on buses, people in wheelchairs, people older. We were out there freezing.
They must be scared of Tiffany because they won't even allow her to get on the ballot.
Henyard's boyfriend, Kamal Woods, also attacked the media and reporting by NBC5.
Go to her if you're worth talking to. I see you. You looking dead at me. I see you. You part of the problem. If you go tell the truth, tell the truth. It ain't no guy, it's a lady. You part of the problem.
A spokesperson.
I think he calling out Regina because Regina's the only one who reports on them. All the rest of them is guys. So what are you doing?
For Senator Harris told NBC5 in a statement, in part, it's unfortunate that the supervisor's team has chosen to spread false narratives. The focus should remain on addressing the critical issues that truly matter to the community.
We cannot let this go. I am suing Napoleon Harris. I am suing the caucus.
And Tiffany Henyard, who is also serving as the mayor of Dalton, says her lawyer will be filing a lawsuit on Monday. Still ahead.
Sure they are. And now
across the country.
So some of the raw footage Regina put up on her Facebook. This is Kamal Woods. I guess he talked about 2 minutes fussing about, I believe he was talking to Regina. That's what I believe. And to me, it's kind of disgusting for you as a man. You think you need to call out the media when they are doing their job. They're just reporting what they see. Now Tiffany wants to be available to the media because she feels like she's been wrong. So now she's okay with answering questions, but when she did a press conference, she says she's not answering any questions besides the things that happened at the caucus. Anything outside of that, she doesn't want to answer. So you still being, you're still having a lack of transparency. So this is Kamal, and he's acting like, I guess he's trying to threaten Regina because that's why he was looking at her camera.
Tell them about your experience.
Hey, I don't really do all the public speaking. I say everybody, hey, have a good day. When y'all leave here, don't let nothing take your peace from you. Don't never let nothing take your peace from you. But that day, in that room, And the people that still standing on the side recording. And the way you put it out there on the news, y'all dead wrong. Some of y'all over there that's recording, y'all black. Remember that. Remember you black. It's the first thing you talk. Don't never forget you black. Don't never forget you black. Don't never forget that they took your right to vote that day.
Look at this. She went from this dude. She used to date this dude right here. He looking like a burnt little chicken wing. He looking like a turtle, a burnt turtle, to Kamal. Kamal ain't bad looking, but you could tell he got those gray teeth, so you know he smoked Newports. But these are the same. They dated the same person. She dated the same person, and then she had a baby by, oh boy, and he seemed like he's a pretty decent guy. He got his stuff together, a business guy. But she went from him to the business guy to a thug. It's really wild. But so now Kamal is talking about, don't forget that you black. Okay, what's that got to do with anything? And 91% of the people in Dalton are black, and I'm not for sure what the ratio or the demographics in Thornton Township, but I think it's a high percentage. You could say it's probably majority black. And you're talking about don't forget you black. I still got to do my job if you're black or white.
You ain't gotta hide. They took your vote. You from Harvey, right? They took your vote too. You know what happened. Tell them the truth. You don't know how it feels to get beat down every day, 365 days out of the year. She gonna outwork you. She gonna outwork you. She gonna outwork you. You gonna keep chasing her. You gonna keep following the story. You gonna keep following the story. That's your job. Her job is to take care of the community. It started right here in this room. That's right. In 2021, the dream began to revitalize Dalton. To revitalize Dalton started right here, in this room. In this room. You want to know the real story? Like she said, if you want the tea, get it from me. Get it from her. Go to her. If you're worth talking to, I see you. You looking dead at me. I see you.
Well, this is something she's so, and she all proud. Look at her smiling. With your thug boyfriend threatening a woman. I see you. I'm looking dead right at you. Okay. Are you talking to me, or are you talking to the audience? Like, who are you talking to? And he all thugged out, and she's smiling. Like, that's my man that I stole.
You part of the problem. You gonna tell the truth, tell the truth. It ain't no guy, it's a lady. You part of the problem. You part of the problem. I'm talking to you. You part of the problem. But everybody in this room, off her. They took y'all rights.
So she cut that off. I guess that's the one she put in the news. He said she's part of the problem. Now this particular video is Andrew Holmes. Sleep with your eyes closed, or sleep with your eyes open, Andrew Holmes, because he was accused of SAing one of Tiffany's assistants when they went to Vegas. He's up there speaking, a fake Al Sharpton. That's what Andrew Holmes is. A fake Al Sharpton that a few people have claimed that this guy had SA'd them. Okay, that's the person she has in her corner.
You want to point fingers and you want to blame people, then you want to tell damn lies on people and try to downgrade people's name and try to downgrade what people do. They did that with Martin. They did that with Malcolm.
You guys look at the state of wherever they're at. Are they in this basement somewhere? look at the sides of. I'm just looking at how this place is. It looks kind of a ran down hall, like they don't keep it up. You couldn't find a better place to have this. You know, it's kind of bootleg. And then all the people that she has standing up for her, they all look bootleg. They all look like a bunch of degenerates. And she's the only one that got, decent clothes on. Everybody else look like they just rolled out of the bed and showed up.
They tried Farrakhan, they tried Flager. All of them failed. These shall fail. King walked many miles and many streets, not only in the state of Illinois, the county of Cook, but all across the United States. Social media has come so damn damaged that, they send a message faster than you can tell the damn truth here in Illinois. And people take it and they run with it. Social media destroyed friends, destroyed brothers, destroyed sisters, destroyed families, destroyed fathers who were trying to take care of their children. Put a little something on social media, watch how they run with it. And it's not only white folks that are doing it. We got the leading African-American niggas who are doing it. I'm going to say it again. We got the leading African-American niggas, black on black crime, that are doing it, trying to track others down. For what? When you try to lift people up, you try to help people, you got seniors crying. Family won't go to even see their own relatives that are locked down and shut in. Family won't go to see the seniors that are in the senior homes. The seniors don't even know their family until somebody strange come to your door and bring you a box of food or bring you a gift or say, hallelujah, have mercy, I'm your family. It's a damn disgrace the way we do each other. You get a job, but you try to destroy somebody on account of somebody say something. He say, she say. Who's on the elevator? Nobody with the way it's going right now today. It's just like shooting somebody on the street, shooting down. No, it ain't. Check out social media. That's the new gun. Social media is the gun that points at you and try to stop you from doing what you do. We've been beat down, struggled. What was the use of going to Black history in school, learning about how to advance? You tell your children today, this is what Martin did, this is what Malcolm did. But when you turn around in reality, when that brain start clicking, how? When they trying to destroy each other now. It's not the white man. That's old news. Check out the social media with the new news. Black on black crime. King walked so far. Now it's out here in Thornton Township. It was in Chicago. Think about it, Marquette Park. We got a new park. It's called Thornton Township Park. Look what was doing. Look what was happening. Have respect and decency, if not for you, but for your mother, your grandmother, your elderlies that are deceased and fought for the rights, and now you.
So let me get this straight. Andrew Holmes is comparing Tiffany Henyard to Martin Luther King. Is that what he's saying? Andrew Holmes is comparing Tiffany Henyard to Dr. Martin Luther King. Okay, if you say so.
You turn around on your own family and try to take away the damn rights.
I just like to say something to Napoleon.
Oh my God. Now, I think her name is it might have been Burgundy Blue that put up the longer post for them speaking. But like I said, they got together, all her misfits. Tiffany Henyard, she's lying. about, how many people showed up for that caucus. She's lying on the time because clearly she was somewhere else. She was in our office at 5 o'clock. And they're all getting together and saying she was wrong. She says she's filing a case today in court. What would be her grievances? Everyone's saying that it was legal for Napoleon Harris to conduct the caucus meeting in the manner that he conducted it in. I don't agree with what happened. I think they should have tried to let people in. They actually should have did a count as far as saying aye and nay and all that stuff. I don't think he should have did that. I think since he didn't hold a primary, I think they should have actually passed out little paper ballots and had people put their name in. Matter of fact, in order for you to get a ballot, you had to prove that you was registered as a Democrat, registered under Thornton Township, and pass out paper ballot, and then they should have counted the ballots. I believe that's what they should have done. But so Tiffany wouldn't have been able to complain, but they held it. He didn't do anything illegal. What he did, it was just, some people are saying, oh, it was kind of shady. Even the people that don't support Tiffany, they said, oh, he should have did it in this way. They was kind of shady how they didn't let all the people in. So, but Tiffany, you receive a dose of your own medication. Okay? You received a dose of shading people. You shade people all the time. You try to railroad people all the time. And you got the same thing that you gave people for the last 3 years. You was doing this to other people. And it doesn't feel good on the receiving end. So, I mean, that's on her. It's nothing much more I could say about this. Let me see if she ever filed. I'm just seeing if she filed a case yet. I don't see a case yet, as of yet. And I mean, it's still 2:30. I know Chicago is an hour ahead of Michigan. So we might talk about it tomorrow if I could find the documents, if she actually filed something. But like I said, Tiffany, that's your fault. I mean, and I don't feel sorry for you. Maybe I feel sorry for the voters because they didn't get a right to voice their opinion or vote. But as far as you, I really don't feel sorry for you because you always do some bullshit to other people. And now it doesn't feel good. Let me get to some of your comments. Weefy is saying, Michael Smith, I can't believe Smith had the nerve in the unmitigated gall to dox Napoleon Harris last week. Yeah, he doxed him saying he doesn't live in Thornton Township. Well, I'm pretty sure Napoleon Harris knows the rules. You probably just don't know his address. That's probably an address that he don't use anymore. And maybe he did. Maybe he does live in Thornton Township. Anger mismanagement. I've worked with hundreds of Thornton Township over the last 20 years. And yeah, a lot of mouth runners like Kamal. Mom's YouTube account, they're worse than wokies. Made in Texas, hello to you. Lisa Lee saying Tiffany is a racist. She's talking about 2 white guys and the other one Asian guy. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't put it past her. Yeah. Manakin Skywalker, I think that's how you pronounce your name. He should put his handbag away. Yeah, Wi-Fi. He is a Al Sharpton, a discount, a bootleg Al Sharpton. Anger mismanagement, bootleg like the Dalton Water Tower. Yeah. So Andrew Holmes, that's the first time I think he spoke since he came back from those allegations. So he was trying to, wait till it all go away. And this is the first time he ever spoke. He tried to speak at the other meeting when the young lady confronted him in that last meeting, but Tiffany Henyard stopped him from speaking. Christopher is saying she doesn't have a free attorney at this time. She has to. She has too much going on with the electoral meeting with Dalton trustees and supervisor, and all her other cases are coming up. Exactly. Cheryl Ingram, part of where he lives is part of the township. So I wonder why they say he wasn't a town. He doesn't live in a township. Minion with opinion. Thank you for tuning in. Tiffany don't live at her mom's house on Dobson either. Yeah, I don't know where. She probably doesn't live in the registered area. So they said she lives somewhere else. So she's lying too. And it's allegations. Not allegations. Yeah, allegations. It's allegations. Call the roll. One thing I want to point out, Tiffany eyebrows. Tiffany, who did those eyebrows like that? She needs to stop it. Somebody needs to tell her those eyebrows need to go. Not eyebrows, but what are these called? Lashes. Those lashes look kind of heavy. They too long. Anyway. So I'm going to go over our next topic. You guys put in the comment, let me know what you think. This topic, we're talking about JayZ. If you haven't tuned in for my unpopular opinion, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, my co-host is Super Producer. It is on my other channel at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we talk about, different hot topics. Sometimes we do political and sometimes we do like cultural topics, but whatever's trending. Anyway, JayZ, I don't know if you guys heard, JayZ is actually been named in the lawsuit by Tony Buzbee. Okay, so Tony Buzbee, actually, he refiled this allegation, this civil lawsuit, and he's claiming that this 13-year-old girl was SA'd during a party that she attended during the VMAs. Okay. JayZ. And actually JayZ, he responded and he said these allegations are not true. Okay. This is something, I'll play the most recent one. This is something, everybody kind of speculated that JayZ will probably be named.
Some moments don't need words.
JayZ will probably be named a name in some of these lawsuits because him and Sean Diddy Combs are pretty, much buddy and cozy. And then you had Jaguar Wright on, during this tour, saying Sean is not the lesser of the two evils. It's actually Sean Carter is the ones that we have to worry about. And this is a report from Fox News.
Blistering statement in response, and music mogul JayZ is now being accused of raping a 13-year-old girl with Sean Diddy Combs during an MTV VMA after party in the year 2000. The rapper issued a blistering statement in response and directed his comments at attorney Tony Busby, who filed the suit, saying, quote, "You've made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. I look forward to showing you just how different I am." Criminal defense attorney Lexi Rigdon joins me now. Lexi, good morning to you. What a development here. So another thing JayZ said in his statement is that this was a civil suit filed against him, and he said these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one, essentially saying if I really did these things, treat me the way I should be treated. So how should we be thinking about all of this? What do you think?
Well, that's some denial from him. And, you know, sometimes celebrities have pretty muted denials, like, you know, I'm not going to comment now, or I direct all questions to my lawyers. I actually admire the strength of the denial. You know, I think that there is at this point, there's no objective indicia of reliability to this complaint. Now, obviously, things are going to play out and we're going to end up learning more. But if you look at it on its face, it's a 24-year-old complaint. Very significantly, he was not named in the lawsuit in the first instance when it was filed. The girl was allegedly 13 at the time it happened, and in the complaint it says that she had been given something and she was quote unquote woozy. And so I think that this just needs to be looked at in kind of a measured way. Unlike the media is treating some people in the media, you know, Pete Hegseth being one of them, where they automatically hear an allegation and they run with it. I think that this needs to be treated in a measured type of way. We don't need knee-jerk societal reactions. Anybody can make allegations against somebody, and people who are rich and famous are particularly targets. And so obviously I don't know what happened, but I think it just needs to play out, and you know, we need to give him the benefit of the doubt at this point.
Well, that's what Tony Busby is saying. And so this federal lawsuit was originally filed in October. So interesting that we're only learning about this now. And then Tony Busby responded to JayZ's statement by writing this on X.
No, yeah, it was filed in October, but I don't know why they don't know this, Fox. It was filed in October, but it didn't name. It says Celebrity A and Celebrity B, and it only named Sean Diddy Combs. It didn't name him, and I guess I don't know why Fox doesn't know this either. Tony Busby sent a demand letter. I call it an extortion letter to JayZ, saying, "Hey, if you don't want this to come out, I advise you to settle this." Or we're going to make this public. So that's why he refiled the documents. He refiled it and he put JayZ's name on it. And then they're probably trying to extort the Celebrity C. Right now it's a Celebrity B or Celebrity A, whatever they're calling it. The female that was watching. So they haven't revealed that person's name. But so... like I said, I don't know why Fox doesn't know this, but anyway, that's why it's happening this way. That's why we just learned about it. Everyone was speculating who that celebrity was, but now we know, okay, it was JayZ.
The letter
Allegedly. I'm going to read the court case and you guys be the judge.
Meaning the defendant, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but he has tried to bully and harass me and this plaintiff. We will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not in the media. A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York declined to comment on whether the office is pursuing this case. So what happens next?
Well, who knows what's going to happen with that? I mean, we don't know if the feds are going to be looking into this. They may well be at this point. I think that there are people further looking into Diddy. I think there might be a superseding indictment coming and probably looking into the people that he's associated with himself. But this also may well be beyond the statute of limitations. So it really just depends. I mean, as it stands right now, I can't imagine that there's enough evidence to necessarily bring something, because somebody's accuser saying something happened 24 years ago without more evidence is probably not going to be enough. But then again, we don't know what evidence she has. So it really remains to be seen if this is actually going to be passed on to the criminal authorities or if they're working on it at this point.
All right, so jury deliberations in the Daniel Penny case are set to resume today after the judge dismissed Penny's second-degree manslaughter charge, which carried a 15-year prison.
Okay, we're not going to go over that, but let me just share with you the actual notes from First, I'm going to share what Diddy's response was. And they kind of partially read this. But this was not Diddy, I'm sorry, JayZ response, okay? It says, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from the lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims who deserve real justice, if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, did a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor, and you have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one whom is at an age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to the true victims of the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these type of games. We have a very strict codes of honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Now, so JayZ did file a suit. I'm not for sure if it was a counter suit. It couldn't have been for defamation, but I guess they're trying to say, hey, you was trying to extort me, so I'm going to sue you. Anyway, you can't get mad at JayZ for, even if he did do this, why wouldn't you return, answer like this? This is what Sean Diddy should have done. But I think Sean Diddy Combs was so guilty. He just tried to remain silent and hopefully all this stuff would go away. And I think he probably was trying to pay people. Like he's end up settling that Cassie suit and nobody knew what he settled it for, but he ended up settling that suit. But now, the victims grew out of his control, and now they got, Tony Busby is collecting all the people. And he actually, when he did the press conference, he actually put up a 1-800 number and saying, oh, we need to have these people call in. Anyway, so that's JayZ response. So Tony Busby actually responded to what JayZ said in this letter. And Tony Busby is basically saying, yeah, you got it all wrong. What he didn't tell you is certain things about what he did in the letter. Let me just Tony Busby search. Recent Tony Busby. Okay, so this is Tony Busby. It says, regarding the JayZ case and his efforts to silence my clients, Mr. Carter previously denied being one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under a pseudonym. What he fails to say in his recent statement is my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that the victim never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but he tried to bully and harass me and this plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened. I'm very proud of her resolve. As far as the allegation in the complaint filed, we will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not in the media. Yeah, you don't ask for mediation unless you're about to mediate some funds. What else? Why else would I want to mediate? What are we mediating? I'm experiencing you did this wrong to me. If you don't want this to come out, I think you should settle on this matter. What else? I need to gain something financially from you. So, of course, she didn't put a number on it because she want you to think of a number. And so they could counter your offer. That's what normally happens in the mediation. Can we meet at a ground that both of us agree? That's mediating. Anyway, so for him to say she didn't ask for no money, well, you don't never ask for no money. You the lawyer, you try to get as much money as possible out of this guy. Anyway, if he did wrong, if JayZ actually did wrong, I think Tony Busby is actually kind of ruining this case for this girl. If this actually happened. Now, you guys be the judge. I'm on the fence. I'm not saying JayZ is, clean of wrongdoing. But after I read the court filing, kind of on the fence. I think she should be suing her parents, number one, for neglect. Then number two, it doesn't sound, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but I want you guys to be the judge of it. Let me just share. So this is the filing, and they actually refiled it on December the 8th. Okay. So, on the original filing, it was in September. And reason why they refiled it because they wanted to make his name known. So it says on September the 7th, on or around September the 7th, the plaintiff, then 13 years old, had a friend and dropped her off near Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try to attend the VMA Awards. Attending the VMAs was the plaintiff bucket list, and she believed she could gain entry. Plaintiff arrived at the venue and saw large crowds gathering as artists and entertainers began arriving. The plaintiff was very excited. As the event began, much of the crowd moved inside, but the plaintiff without ticket remained outside with others and watched the VMAs on the Jumbotron. Determined to get into VMAs on or an after party, she approached several limousine drivers parked near and attempt to talk her way into either. You guys, this girl is 13 years old. So you just randomly approaching guys. More likely, back in 2000, they had a guy limousine driver. So you just randomly going up to men saying, hey, can I attend the party? One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for the defendant Combs. The driver told her that Combs liked younger girls and said she fit what Diddy was looking for. And while not allowing her into the awards, the driver invited her to an after party. Again, why would you want to be at an after party? What kind of... I'm just trying to figure out what type of upbringing you're 13. I mean, I'm trying to remember at 13, was I looking for a party at 13? I mean, but my parents didn't party or anything like that. But at 13, do you like, oh, let's go to a party? No. Do you actually do that when you're 13? Maybe I'm just closed-minded, but I don't think like, oh, let's hang out with my friends. And maybe you interested in maybe kissing a boy, but hanging around with some adults, no, you don't really want to do that. But this is what she wanted to do, and she was 13. Anyway, later that evening, plaintiff, it says the driver stated that he had to drive Combs and others to the after party first, but instructed plaintiff to return to his location after the event, and then he will pick her up and take her to the after party. Later that evening, plaintiff excitedly returned to the same location and waited what seemed to her a long time. So you're 13. Number one, somebody dropped you off at I think it was Radio City or whatever, but the VMA Awards in New York City. I don't know where you're from, but that's where they dropped you off. They just dropped a 13-year-old off in busy New York City. Okay. And she's a girl. And then you leave. Where did you go to? But you came back and you waited outside at this location. What it seems to you, it seemed like a long time, but you're 13. This is what I can't get past the 13 part. You're 13 and you just outside at night waiting in September, probably on a school night. Anyway, it says approximately 20 minutes. Don't know how you remember that, but at 20 minutes, plaintiff arrived at what she believed to be a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway. Two men asked plaintiff to sign a document, which plaintiff did not read, but which she now believes to which she now believed to have been a non-disclosure agreement. She was told that she could not discuss what happened at the party. She gave the men her name and signed the form, but did not receive a copy. Okay. I mean, that part, I could see them saying, oh, you got to sign a non-disclosure agreement. But you're 13. You know, I'm thinking a 13-year-old probably wouldn't look 18. You know, I'm thinking, you know, you do have some of the girls that mature really fast. And if, you know, they put some makeup on and they might have some body, maybe. But yeah, I guess. It says, inside the building, plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered what appeared to be a large living room or foyer containing a large crowd. Plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of the celebrities that she recognized whom she had wanted to see at the VMAs. Wait staff circulated through the room carrying trays of drinks. Loud music played throughout the venue. Plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, plaintiff accepted the drink from one of the waitresses circulating the crowd. The drink was a reddish yellow mixture that tastes like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of the drink, plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. A photograph of an actual exemplary container used by Combs and or his agents, employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. Now, but this is not the container that she is saying. I guess they took this from somewhere. I don't know why they put this in there, really. I could see if she said, oh no, I have the 20 years later, I have the case. This was in my drink. Or I picked this off the floor and had it tested. But no, I don't know, you guys. I'm kind of lost for words. Looking for the place to rest, plaintiff walked down what appeared to be a hallway containing several rooms. Off of it, she entered what appeared to be an empty bedroom so she could lie down for a moment. She did not lock the door. This room contained only a large bed with no furniture of any other kind, television or other furnishings. Soon after, Combs entered the room along with defendant Carter and a female celebrity, Celebrity B. Plaintiff immediately recognized all three celebrities. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with the crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." Combs then threw plaintiff toward the wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was held down by Carter as he raped her, while Combs and Celebrity B watched. After Carter finished, he stepped back towards the wall. Combs then stepped forward and raped her, the plaintiff, while Carter and Celebrity B watched. Combs then knocked plaintiff down in an attempt to force plaintiff to perform on him orally. She fought back, standing up quickly, and punched out at the same time, hitting Combs in the neck. Taken aback, Combs stopped him his attempt. When Combs backed away in surprise, plaintiff grabbed her clothes and shoes and ran out the bedroom, holding her dress in front of her like a towel. She ran around the residence until she found the door and was able to leave the party. Although there were other guests still at the party, no one appeared to take notice of plaintiff's distress or attempt to help her. Once outside, plaintiff put her clothes back on and left the scene in the dark. Plaintiff attempted to retrace the route taken by the limo driver. She kept running until she reached the gas station, and she noticed on the way to the party. A female clerk noticed her distress and allowed her to use the phone. Plaintiff called her father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. Plaintiff's father arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn. And it says after the assault, plaintiff fell into a deep depression which continues to affect every facet of her life. Plaintiff suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder and a seizure disorder caused by stress and trauma. Plaintiff has had difficulty maintaining normal relationships and lives largely withdrawn from society. Okay, so this whole story, you guys put it in the chat, is this story believable? And I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying it sounds so crazy to me that it's really not believable. And I think it's so many holes in this story. Like, okay, so you're 13, right? And after this sexual thing happened to you, this assault happened to you, and it sounds pretty violent. You called your dad saying, hey, pick me up, but you didn't tell your dad? Oh, I lied, but can you pick me up? Nobody, and I mean, you didn't tell the police or anything. And even if you said you signed a non-disclosure agreement, you're 13, you're not held to any contract. So I mean, I'm struggling to see why can't I'm struggling to see why is this young lady she didn't tell somebody, like even her father. You didn't tell anybody until now. Minion is saying the demand letter is extortion is incorrect because it's a common practice. I'm calling it extortion because you want to sue me, and you don't want to. You're threatened not to, or you're threatened to say my name unless I pay up. To me, that's extortion. That's the only reason why I'm using the word extortion. I'm going to tell your name unless you pay up. We're going to make this public unless you pay up. If you do pay up, all this will go away. That's exactly why I call it extortion, because it is extortion. Lisa Lee is saying she probably doesn't have parents. Well, her daddy came to pick her up, so I'm not for sure. The politicians play their game, so the lawyers regardless if it's right, wrong, or indifferent. Yeah. You would be surprised what females are exposed to in such a young age, and we don't know the conditions of our parents. That's exactly what we don't know the conditions of her parents, but her dad was able to pick her up, and she lied. So we do know she has parents, but she lied about her whereabouts. That's what she put in the claim, but like even if you had like a 13-year-old, I can't imagine saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna go and hang out at 13 and with none of your friends. You're gonna go to these a strange party with you don't got no friends." And usually at that age, if you're doing, wild stuff, you usually have older friends around you and doing it with you. You just don't randomly start doing the stuff. You mimic of what, maybe you have older teenager friends and y'all do the stuff together. Hope the diddler enjoys biggest dickers as his cellmate. Hollywood, poor lass was maybe a drifter. It's heartbreaking, yeah. Looking at the modeling industry, most of those girls start extremely young, yeah. Tony, Sky, yes, it's a great city, worth the visit, especially in the summer. Okay. Tiffany is saying, hello, I say it. This case is BS. The parents should be locked up. Her story doesn't sound right. Then this is a crooked ass lawyer. Why her parents didn't come out then in 2000? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. I mean, your dad was able to pick you up. I would like to know more of her backstory. Now, we could say some parents are not really good parents. So if she's one of those kids that was part of bad parenting and she was allowed to do whatever she wanted to do, I could see this being a more plausible story. But then again, you still didn't tell nobody, like not one soul, that this traumatic thing happened to you. And we could say a lot of cases like this will not be told because a lot of victims, they don't like to tell. They feel ashamed, like it's their fault. So maybe that's the case. I'm trying to give her a reasonable a reason why she wouldn't have said anything back in 2000. Because some victims are shameful. Hey, I snuck out the house, so maybe I deserved it. I'm not for sure. I'm putting stuff out there. Tyrone Price, I heard about JayZ allegedly essaying with the 13-year-old girl in 2000. I believe Win Case has big money to fight the allegations. Make it make sense sounds real crazy. It does sound crazy. Cheryl is saying some of them back then want to be with someone famous. Yes. A house party. Yeah. You don't think these young models didn't have to do casting calls, and you don't know what happens during the casting calls? Yeah, I know that's a very tough industry. Modeling, acting, singing, whatever. And this is what it all stemmed from. But she was neither. She wasn't a model. She wasn't pursuing. She was just trying to get in the VMA party. I mean, so she's in neither of those industries. Not to say it couldn't happen to her, but they don't have anything to hold over. Oh, if you want to be famous, you got to sleep with such and such. They just randomly found some girl and essayed her. I'm just kind of weird. And then a lot of times, previous victims of Diddy, he was paying them off. If you read some of these cases about Diddy, and they went to one of their parties, he actually paid them after he violated them, but he actually paid them, and they had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Farouk, anyone associated with Combs must be investigated. My personal opinion tells me that JayZ is guilty as hell, no doubt. Anyone associated with Combs is guilty, period. Tony, cool. I like to bowl of that scoos. Okay, I don't know what you talking. You guys having conversations with each other. Made in Texas. I can tell the inner city teenagers have a different upbringing up than the country teenagers. Yeah, that's right. You're absolutely right, because in Chicago, we used to run the streets, and then when we moved to Iowa, we was just, we ran the streets, but it wasn't like the streets, I guess. And then, my parents, they worked. Shoot, I remember sometime my mom, she didn't get home until 8 or 9 o'clock in Chicago. So, I mean, we knew to be in the house, but sometimes we was outside in the neighborhood doing whatever. Automation tech. Okay, no. Tiffany, people killing me with this BS because people hung out with Diddy don't means everybody's guilty. People need to stop with the cat just in case. People are there on person. People mind so damn simple. Yeah, so you like I said, put in the chat. Well, let me know what you think about that. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that she didn't tell anybody, but maybe she didn't have the support system. So if this things happen to her, hopefully she gets the justice that she is looking for. And it truly won't be justice, because you can't take that away. You can't, undo the damage. Anyway, the next story is the United Healthcare CEO. So they did find and located the United Healthcare the United Healthcare assassin. They actually located the guy. One thing about New York, they would solve a homicide. I meant to look up to see what their solve rate in New York City United Healthcare CEO. So they're saying suspect detained in the manhunt for United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson's killer. And they were saying handwritten note found on suspect showing ill will towards corporate America police. A handwritten document recovered from the alleged gunman accused of killing United CEO Brian Thompson appeared to show animosity towards corporate America, and the New York Police Department said. The New York Police Department said, we don't think that there's any specific threats to other people mentioning in the document, but it does seem that he has some ill will towards corporate America. It says the suspect believed to have killed the CEO and has been identified as Luigi Magononi. Italian, maybe. And he was found at the McDonald's on Monday in Altoona, Pennsylvania. That's where they found them at. Let's see if this will play. You guys put it in the chat. Let me know if you can hear this.
Fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID our suspect used to check into his New York City hostel.
My bad.
Arrested Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old male on firearms charges. At this time, he is believed to be our person of interest in the brazen targeted murder of Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare, last Wednesday in Midtown Manhattan. The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police. Responding officers questioned the suspect, who was acting suspiciously and was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs as well as a U.S. passport. Upon further investigation, officers recovered a firearm on his person, as well as a suppressor, both consistent with the weapon used in the murder. They also recovered clothing, including a mask consistent with those worn by our wanted individual. Also recovered was a fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID our suspect used to check into his New York City hostel before the shooting incident. Additionally, officers recovered a handwritten document that speaks to both his motivation and mindset. NYPD detectives are en route to Pennsylvania as we seek to interview the subject further. This apprehension is thanks to the tireless work of the greatest detectives in the world, and of course, the strong relationships we have with our local law enforcement partners. On every level, local, state, and federal, we all serve the same public safety mission. And this case, which captured the attention of an entire nation, is another example of how connected we are and how important it is to work together, share information, and pursue every lead.
Okay. There you have it. So I think let me show hide on stream. My bad. Okay. So, as far as this case, I think I knew they were going to solve this really fast. Number one, it happened in New York City. New York City is pretty good about solving murder cases. Other crime, I'm not for sure about other crime, but murder cases they will solve. It sounds like he just had a problem with corporate America. They don't know if he's gonna or was planning to do, other crimes. Now, the one thing I want to point out: why did he still have the weapon on him? You travel from New York City all the way to PA somewhere, Altoona, PA. I don't know how far away that is, but it seemed like it's a few hundred miles. And you didn't ditch the weapon? So now you can't even deny it. You had the silencer on you and you still had the weapon on you. That does that make any sense? So apparently he's not that smart of a person. Or maybe he was planning to do another job. You know, was this a hit job? I think it's still in question. They probably will come out with more information after they question him. But they were saying that he has a problem with corporate America. That's what is stated in the letter. So anyway, you guys put it in chat. Let me know what you think about that. I think it's very interesting that Mannequin is saying they got him through his eyebrows. Maybe so. Sounds like Antifa. It might be like the federal government or something. It sounds pretty suspicious of why this is kind of random that you would pick out this guy. Why this guy? He ain't even from New York. He was from Missouri or somewhere, right? They were having a conference, so why did you seek out this guy? It's kind of weird. There's other CEOs that you could have sought out. But apparently they were saying that I guess these high earner CEOs, that makes millions and millions of dollars, they actually have bodyguards that are assigned to them. So anyway, maybe he wasn't done. Maybe he was going to, that's what I was getting at. Maybe he was going to do another job. Altoona is 1.5 outside of Pittsburgh. 1.5 hours outside of Pittsburgh, yeah. Kennard, the DJ, he's going to end up on somebody's baby mama. Somebody's baby mom in the pens. Anyway, you guys, thank you for tuning in once again. Okay, Outcast is saying they usually have up to 10 bodyguards. Yeah, and that's what I said. It's kind of strange he didn't have his bodyguards with him. So why did that happen? So you guys, I really appreciate every single last one of you. You remember to tune in tomorrow at 1:30. 1:30 is our same time, and we'll be talking about something. I probably will have an update on this particular story, the United Healthcare CEO, and then I will actually have another topic that we're going to talk about. Okay, so I really appreciate every single last one of you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. I am sending all my good to you. I will talk to you tomorrow.